So continuing with the Six Sigma concept, now we are going to see what is normal distribution or bell curve. So before that, let us assume there is a diameter. The diameter dimension is 4 plus or minus 1 mm. So what is this? This is a customer requirement of a dimension. So this is a shaft diameter. So what customer is telling is 4 mm is my target. If you produce 4 mm of a diameter, my functionality will be very good. But still he has given a tolerance where he has done an analysis in his internal saying that when his diameter is 3 to 5, 3 or 5 mm, still his functionality will be okay. You understood, no? That is why he has given this tolerance. That means for the above dimension, the spec will be 3 to 5 mm. That means within 3 to 5 mm, whatever dimension you're producing, it will fit the assembly. But when you produce a nominal 4 mm, the assembly will be wonderful. It will perform very efficiently. So now, keeping this concept in the mind, now, now let us say temperature. After doing analysis, you found temperature is proportionate parameter for the diameter. Example. Then feed. Feed is a proportion for the creating the diameter. And then depth of cut. Depth of cut also is a proportion parameter for creating the diameter. That means in all these three parameter, keeping two constant, even one if you vary, the diameter will change. That means all these three parameter are proportionate parameter which which is responsible to create the diameter 4 mm, whatever required. So now keeping this also in concepts in our mind. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to fine tune all the parameters to achieve 4 only, correct? So therefore, say this is a standard graph. 4, this is a drawing mean. This is will be 5 your upper specification limit, 3 will be lower specification limit. So we are fine tuning all the proportion parameter to achieve 4 only, the drawing mean only. Therefore, your frequency will be always here. Always you're trying to create 4 mm, 4 mm. Few of the parts will be 4.01, 10 micron variation, 3.99, 20 micron variation. This is acceptable. So maximum producing only drawing mean, the required mean. Therefore, when you connect from LHS to RHS, you will form a shape like this. So this is called bell curve. This is called bell curve. Or we call when you achieve the maximum frequency of the mean. Therefore, that we call it as a normal distribution. That means your process is distributing the data very normally. What is the meaning? All the parameter that your set is trying to achieve only 4. So if you see here, this is a mu process mean. So maximum one data that is there is getting more, achieving more, and few are little bit distributed here. So therefore it is forming a curve like this, correct? So this is called normal distribution. Suppose your data is like this. This is 4, 5 and 3. Your data is something like this. Here some data is there, here some data is there, here some data is there. So then when you collect to LHS to RHS, it will not form a bell curve because many parameters are producing this, many parameters producing this, other parameters producing this. That means sometimes some parameters dominating to produce this data and this data and this data and this data. So there is a overall spread. So what is the goal? We need to fine tune all the proportion parameters to achieve 4 only. So what happens when you fine tune all the parameters to achieve 4? So only 4 will be produced, will get produced. 4, 4, 4, 4. Then some will be distributed left and right. Therefore, you will form a bell curve or a frequency curve. So that is what given here. A bell curve or a normal distribution defines that in a process only one or two parameters shall be the proportion significance which is producing the process mean. So all are fine tuned to produce a process mean itself. Process mean is aligned with the required mean. Say for example, the process mean is 4. Sorry, the drawing mean is 4. 3 to 5. Suppose you are producing like this. So maximum you are producing 3. That means your process is very much capable with a lesser variation. But still you are very far away from the drawing mean. You are capable. Your process capable, but not meeting the drawing center. Therefore, we'll adjust the parameter, then move this to here. Then when your process mean and drawing mean overlaps, then we say it is a process is capable as well as meeting the requirement. So that is about normal distribution. So now you understood. Now, in the below example, for dimension 4 plus or minus 1 mm, all the proportionate parameters are responsible for producing the output. See here, some parts are producing 4. That means some parameters causing to produce 4 mm. Some are producing 5. So there is other parameter which is reason to produce 5. We need to align this to 4. Correct? Then some are producing 6 more than the USL. It means some parameter responsible for producing this that we need to align and make it to change the spec and make it to create 4. Then some are producing 3. Then make that to produce 4. Then what happens if every parameter if you're trying to produce everything 4, then your distribution will be very very normal. You will form like this, a bell curve. Now if you see in the below data, the data is spread everywhere. So this is not a good process. Now let us come. The process is not normal detailing. In the above example, 4 parameters are significantly proportional to produce dimension 4 plus or minus 1 mm. See, this is a dimension, right? 4 plus or minus 1 mm is a dimension. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 4 parameters are responsible for producing the diameter, but each one is set in a different way, in a different specification. Therefore, sometimes it is producing 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. So we need to fine tune everything to produce 4 only. That is a drawing mean. Therefore, your process mean and the drawing mean will overlap, and the process becomes capable as well as meeting the drawing spec. Now, so here some example they given, and they are telling the process is normal. All the proportionate parameters are set to achieve the process mean. See, many parameters are responsible to produce a diameter. Everything is trying to produce 4. Therefore, the distribution is very, very, very near to the 4. Arriving all the significant proportionate root cause to achieve the mean. So this is called, this we can say this process is normal. Now, during fixing the proportionate parameters, following rules will be considered. What is the rules? Finding out the percentage of each proportion parameter affecting the output. So each parameter, how much percentage or proportionality it is affecting the output, we need to check. After that, the parameter which changes the output with the high increase, this shall be fixed parameter after setting it to the mean. That means, so once you find out the proportionality, after changing what level it is going to create the mean. Therefore, that we need to fix it. After that, the parameter which changes the output with a less increase. This can be varied during the process in order to achieve the drawing mean. That means the parameter which changes the output with a less increase. So increase, if you If you change the temperature from 1 degree to 2 degree, then from 4 am to 6 am it will jumps. Therefore, you cannot play with that. So you need to fix that to some temperature. Suppose there is other parameter where depth of cut is there or speed is there. If you change more, only small variation will happen to the process that you can play in the production. So therefore, arriving all the significant proportion parameters to achieve the drawing mean. Therefore, the process will become normal distribution and it will become capable as well as it will meet the drawing requirement center value or design value. That means your process mean will overlap with the drawing mean. Now, in this case, the standard deviation is just 0.11 and average is 4.01. See, standard deviation also very less, average also it is meeting with the drawing average. But in this case, that average is 4.45 and standard deviation is more. Now, the process is said to be normal only if it follows a normal distribution curve, which indicates the parameters are stabilized. So this we can say parameters are stabilized. In this condition only, the start and the end curve represents Six Sigma variation within the bell curve. So in this condition, we say this is a Six Sigma variation only in the bell curve. After achieving normal distribution only, we can calculate CP/CPK. So this is an important. That means only after achieving the normal distribution, we can calculate CP/CPK. So what is CP/CPK? We are going to see at the end of this sessions. So Six Sigma to reduce the process variation, finding out the significant parameters, fixing the parameters both fixed and variable. Some parameter we have to fix it. We cannot change it. Always it should be same. Then making the process normal. That means everything you're finding to achieve one number. That is nothing but your drawing mean. Then achieving process capability CP, achieving drawing mean with less variation, that is CPK. That we are going to see. Now, let us see why 6 sigma, why not 8 sigma. We'll discuss with respect to case 2. 6 sigma is a total probable variation. It is not the 100% variation. It is a predictable variation. See, say for example, you calculated some analysis and you found out sigma is 10 micron. That means from the process mean only 10 micron variation is positive or negative side. Correct? But what Six Sigma says, this is your sample data. In the production, it will become 6 sigma. It will become 60 microns. So 60 micron may not come, may come, but you are predicting that it's a probable total variation that can come in the 99.9 percentage population. So range is equal to also can be considered as a total variation. So range we can consider total variation. We cannot because even one data it is a higher value because of some special cause. The total range will increase. Say example, your data is like this 1 1 1 1 1. Suddenly one with a mistake it is 10. Then it show 10 minus 1 9 variation is there. Total variation. This is not okay. Since of that, when you calculate sigma, it will not be 9 It will be very less than that. 1 2 3 4 5 6 16 divided by 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 16 by 6. What is 16 by 6? 2 point something. 2.66. This is sigma, right? Positive and negative side. But 9 is a range. If you range, you cannot consider for the measuring the variation. So that's why we will not go for 8 sigma. Why? Suppose if your 10 micron is your variation, can you assume it as 80 micron? No, your process tolerance will be only 50 micron. Therefore, we cannot assume more variation. That is impossible. Therefore, we're stopping at 6 sigma. So why 6 sigma, why not 8 sigma? In the below example, if you consider 8 sigma and control the process, here we are assuming extra variation which is not present in the process. So 6 sigma itself is not present in the process, but we are assuming more variation and controlling the process to achieve more yield or lesser variation. So in this case, 6 sigma for the above data is 6 into 0.117, that is a standard deviation. It will come 0.7 mm. Suppose if you consider 8, 0.8 mm will come. 0.9 mm will come. That is not okay. So we consider 6 sigma because this will be more than the range. Somewhat 6 sigma will be nearly touch the range. Therefore, we considering only 6 sigma. Therefore, 6 sigma aligns the closest actual variation of the process. Therefore, we control the process with 6 sigma variation. So 6 sigma is nothing but near to the range. Therefore, we consider 6 sigma. So next we are going to see sigma level.